What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36, and this is Big Games B.S., part of Den Media Group, presented by MFTKFoundation.com. MFTK Foundation, or I don't have to say MFTKFoundation.com, presented by the MFTK Foundation. Go to MFTKFoundation.com for more information about how Mentors for the Kids goes around and supports the community. In terms of mentoring, book bag drives and food distributions, STEM camps, Christmas initiative, gifts for good grades, all kinds of different things that we have going on in the cities of Jacksonville, Tampa, well now Tampa, Jacksonville, Orlando, Tampa. In my hometown of Tallahassee, Florida. Got some big meetings coming up here. June is my heavy recruiting month when it comes to raising funds. Please can go to if you would consider going to mftkfoundation.com, going to that right, there's a garnet button with gold letters. Hit that. Consider giving $36. Each bag is about $36. That goes toward a kid who could use something for the book bag drive. We're trying to give away as many as we can. I'm trying to negotiate on stuff. The tariffs are terrifying to me right now. So they are hitting me when it comes to how we can get as many bags as we can get. But at the same time, we're gonna try to figure out what we can do. I do want to say thank you to major sponsor Lathan Bromwell with damn, what is Lathan's clothing? I don't have my suit on me, so I don't know the name of it. But basically, my custom tailor, he donated $5,000 to the cause. That's a good amount of book bags. My boy, I believe my guy, I want to say it was Anthony. I don't want to give credit where credit's not due, even though I do fucks with Anthony anyway. He's a colored on the show. Well, Devin, shout out to Devin Wolf for the YouTube subscription renewal. I could have swore. Oh yeah, Anthony. Yeah, Ant gave me Oh, he gave another donation today. He gave a donation for my guy J Mac in regards to J Mac. Shout out to, God rest the dead for J Mac. J Mac is was a friend of mine who passed the COVID. Well, we both got COVID at the same time. I made it out. He didn't. Man, that reminds me. There's 2 scholarships I want to do a J Mac scholarship, and I want to do a Burrow scholarship for some guys. But long story short, we have gotten about I'm going to match my the donation from my tailor. So we've got about right now we're at $10,200 raised in terms of getting toward the book bag drive. We are 10% of the donation. So again, if you're listening to this, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Twitter, whether it be on a rebroad, whatever the case may be, if you have a business that wants to get some push, let me know. We can do a sponsorship. If you're philanthropic, you can do all of these different things. No matter what it is or whatever the case may be, it's time, talent, and treasure. One of the hardest things to do when it comes to these things isn't the raising the money part. I will get to 100K more than or very, very fucking close to it. What's hard is making sure that people know that they can come get a book bag, that they can come get food, that they can come get help. What I'm finding is one of the biggest drawbacks to a lot of things in this country is people don't know the services that are available to them. And I want to make sure we have these different things. So again, if you're also one of those people who love to say, Blacks don't do this, blacks don't do that. It's hard, it's scary. I need or or whites don't do this, whites don't do that. I need you to be able to come and see how a good mixture of races, because wasn't nothing better than seeing my pilgrims that was out there, they was out in them streets. Here, well, I got the name. They were Long Branch Elementary, so 3723 Franklin Street. This couple zip codes in Jacksonville, 32206 and 32207 are pretty rough zip codes. So those are downtown areas, but that ain't the sexy downtown. But my pilgrims was out there in them trenches, knocking on people, letting people know, come get some stuff. And I appreciated them. And I thought it was extremely, incredibly dope. And shout out to Christie's Sports and Philanthropy for making sure we handle all the dotting all my I's and crossing all my T's so I could do the X's and O's. Really appreciate those. Again, any kind of time, talent, or treasure, any kind of thing. If you're thinking about, doing some stuff, like, please reach out or make those things happen. I again cannot you'll be seeing us on some other pods talking about this. I think I gotta hit TJ Pinder up again. I think they're gonna try to get Guthrie's to donate some food for the Tallahassee event as well as the Tampa event, because I didn't realize there was a Guthrie's in Tampa. But get some kids some gut. Nothing better than giving kids fried food and French fries, chicken fingers and French fries after a healthy camp. But food is food. Fuck it. I'll fuck a gut box up. And we will be on my boy CJ on Wilson's podcast. CJ will be promoting that as well as the tailgate coming up here that me and Peter Warwick, as well as other entities, are going to be doing. So, and I don't know, I don't even know if Chris alive. Like, I gotta hit my boy up. I ain't heard from him in a minute. Yeah, sporadic. I ain't heard him in a minute. I've been busy, and I know he's been busy, and just shit. Yeah, I hope he's good. I ain't heard from George either. So, hopefully we'll get on all of these guys' pods and these different things and just keep it going, man. It's 6 years. It's tough, and I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't do it no more. So, regardless of the setbacks and the things that I'm going to do, somebody going to get something. So we got $10,000 worth of shit that we can do at least. So on that note, I guess, since we've already prepared the world for we've prepared the word, and now the word got to be washed down with a good word of prayer. So let's get that prayer going.
You already know what time it is, dog. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God, for another day. Thank you, God. God is great. All the time. All the time. Thank you, God. Thank you, God.
I think we should do more of this too. I think we should do that intro, right? Open with a word of prayer. And then I think we should just get some more good, like, praise and worship music. And friend of the show, teacher, Rosalind, she sent me this very good, like, nothing. This might get me back into Christian rap. This guy's spirit and his boldness. If we can get, hopefully our audio is working today. So, like, this will get, I think, like, right now, get y'all more emboldened into the spirit. And I want to get this guy, his name is Gifted Hands. And he does the whole, I mean, it's kind of fire if you really give it a chance. Like, you just got to come as you are in the word. And, like, if we all were this bold in whatever we do, we would all be great. You got to. I'm just telling you, man. Daryl, I don't know if he lays. I don't know if I want him quite laying his hands on me, but he might. He might. I don't know if he can, but I know this. He got bars. Dog, he getting active, man. Like, and listen, I didn't make the name up. He made that. That's his name. And if you have a church, I need you to make sure y'all go get. If you're looking for a good performer, this is one right here. You gotta bring these good performers in and let them bless you. All right, we gotta hear that from. Is it playing? Ah, no sound. Ah, damn it. We got to get this fixed. All right. Well, you guys see him. Oh, I got to take these off. You guys see my guy. That all things are possible if you believe. So keep on speaking life. I know from the love of God that nothing can separate me. Not even death, neither life. I know poverty catches up with too much slumber and sleep. So I'm to sleep at night. And the Lord's my strength. Who should I be afraid of? I fall on my knees and repent. It's better than what I done gave her. If I knew I'm being sinned, Satan gon' see what I'm made of. Man, if you had any sins, I'm telling you now, you change them. Yeah, I get that noise. The audio. For the king, I put that on everything. With a mess, I'm clean. I don't mess with the devil. I love and respect. I love hate me be set in the street. Oh, that's okay. That was it. They don't put the whole. I wonder if I can get the whole. That can Jason did.
Can y'all hear me? Hello?
Wow, I can hear him low.
You gotta turn the music down a little bit. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Got you. I was just saying you can keep the music, but just lower it a little bit. But all right, we're gonna get into the show notes for today, May 14th, Wednesday, morning edition of Big Games BS, where we talk about the good, the bad, and all the BS associated in the sports world. First things first, you gotta start out with some FSU news. So we just have one quick picture to share about the season opener kickoff time for FSU versus Alabama in Doak Campbell Stadium. So we're going to discuss that. Then we're going to transition into a Miami commit, talk about another Miami player who was recently involved in a car accident, Bill Belichick, some college football logos, and college football quarterback battles. Next, we'll transition to the NFL with some interesting NFL draft, scheduling pictures and facts for you right there. Talk about some players as well, and then cap off our show with our Big Games BS segment where we bring the scope of conversation outside of the typical sports talk. We have our continuing BS or Bustin' segment for the MLB, the NBA draft, the lottery, and we're going to talk about Pete Rose and Tory Lanez as well. So, first things first, before we get into football, James, you had a MFTK moment you wanted to share with everybody on the chat before we dive into our show.
Yeah, man, I'm not gonna say any names, but if you follow the show enough, you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, or you'll know this guy. Because a couple of you guys have asked me about this young man, and his commitment. Well, his commitment ceremony is still next Friday. I don't think it would be at Mandarin High School because I'm not sure of the rules when you have when you get suspended from school. And suspensions happen. I have no problem with suspension. I have been suspended quite some times, quite a few times. I've heard of kids getting suspended quite a few times. I've never heard of a suspension in quite this manner. Now, this young man is incredibly intelligent. I personally think he should go to Stanford because he's that smart. But he's also eclectic, and he's like he gets like fives on all the standardized tests. Like really, really brilliant kid. God made him. God did a lot of the work for him. He made him 6'4", 300 pounds, and aggressive. But apparently, he can sing. He can play instruments. He can do a whole bunch of other stuff. This young man is suspended from school, which means he can't play in the game because he got kicked out of choir practice. I don't necessarily know if I want by Lyman singing in the choir, but he got kicked out not just because he got kicked out, he was asked to leave. But then he needed his attention, so he decided that he needed to come back into class. He didn't adhere to the administrator's rules. So he proceeds to get on his stomach and army crawl back to his seat. Like army crawl. And get in, and his big ass starts singing again. Like nobody's gonna notice the big ass motherfucker that they just kicked out of practice, choir practice, just crawled his ass back in to start singing again. And then he got kicked out again. And then he proceeded to make a noise and making things, but like he got kicked out of. And then but this is like an accumulation thing. It was the final straw. It's out of our hands. Like he didn't get kicked out of, like football didn't suspend him. It's the school did that. And like we're sitting here, like I'm getting told this story. I'm like, brother, like he got like this motherfucker was singing "Oh Happy Day" and got kicked out and tried to come back into the part where his part, like just think about Sister. Damn, I forgot. Jaden, have you ever seen Sister Act 2, Jaden?
No, but is that the one with Lauryn Hill and Whoopi
Yeah.
Goldberg? Yeah,
You
I've
think it
seen
was the
clips.
worst Sister Act? Oh, the first one was better, yeah, because that was just get a bunch of when white people were really white, like really unseasoned, and the next one was with the children in the inner city. I thought you would vibe with that more, Black Catholics and shit.
I felt like the first one was more original. It had stakes on it. She was getting chased. The other one was just, we got Lauryn Hill now. She's cute.
And the little boy that that Lauryn Hill part wasn't even the only thing we like is when she was singing "The Eyes on the Sparrow."
Yeah.
Because she got real gospelish. But I love, everybody know he went in there like on the "Oh Happy Day" part, and he was like, they're singing, they're offbeat, when Jesus was. And then he pops up, "Oh Happy Day." Like if you don't get your big ass the fuck out of choir rehearsal. Like I just have never heard, like, I've never heard somebody getting kicked out of choir rehearsal. Yeah, they were like, that's when she left, because she was in Vegas on the first one, right? Man, I don't know, man. I got I feel like I don't want to go back and watch it because I think it's gonna be stupid. Cause like when I was in the hospital, I watched like they were showing VH1 showing all the old black movies, right?
Yeah.
And so they showed Poetic Justice.
Oh.
And I remember watching Poetic Justice like back then. I watched it in the hospital because there was nothing else to watch. And I realized that's the dumbest fucking movie I've ever watched in my life. Like, it is literally, Janet Jackson was every woman on Twitter now back then. Like, they say fake deep shit. Like, you know what? She was Jada Pinkett Smith. That is what Janet Jackson was in that movie, just writing poetry. And I was like, I was so annoyed, annoyed with her. And also as a man, I would never, men should not put pause on anybody. Nobody should put pause in particular the women. But boy, did that woman ask for it though? She asked for that, like, because as a younger person, I'm like, damn, dog, he just knocked her out, man. That's not right. You should never hit a woman. But then as a grown man, like, to see she mashed every button on that man's controller and then threw the controller at the back of his head, basically, because she pushed him. And that man, woo, it shouldn't do that. But anyways, all I'm saying is we don't want to go back and watch those dumb movies. And all I'm saying is I don't need, we got to get guys that are like, I don't want any more good kids. Like, I want either you're, pseudo good. I want Tim Tebow, meaning that you are like sanctified, washed in the blood, and you really live in that. Like, you're a virgin to women. I'm not 100% sure Tim Tebow, like, if Tim Tebow might come up in the Puffy in the Puffy indictment in a court case doing some wild shit. Either you're that or you're Aaron Hernandez. The only two people I want. I need, or at minimum, if there's 85 dudes on the roster, 105 dudes on the roster, you need 15% of your roster needs to be super Christians and super evil. And let the rest of them kind of get in where they fit in. I don't want no guys. Nah, I don't need all that shit. I need some stone cold. I'm tired of good kids. Except for Slant Too Shorty. Well, he got his teeth fixed now, but we used to call him Slant Too Shorty. You'll see who that is in a minute. But yeah, man, that's the MFTK moment, man. Like, kids gonna always but shit. What else we got going? Yeah, so that's I'll leave that with my MFTK moment. Londa, there is other reasons why you have never heard me just outright say, yeah. Like, he gonna be, I don't know. Like I said, he is something else. That's all I can say.
Wow. I can't believe that MFTK moment. And James, I wanted to know what you believed, what you thought when the news broke regarding the release of FSU's, let me move that. FSU's season opener for the 2025-2026 season's kickoff time. So, if you guys did not know, the season opener versus Alabama in Tallahassee will kick off at 3:30 p.m. on ABC. No primetime game in around 12 or at night, but in the 3:30 afternoon spot. So, James, you see, I had this quote tweet. So we getting chicken and waffles at the tailgate. That's what that means, right?
I mean, yeah, we're gonna tailgate 3:30. We can have a tailgate. It's the problem is it makes you start and set up a lot earlier. Now, the beautiful part of it is because of that, they'll let us open. They'll probably let people start getting in and setting up about 8:00. Tailgate probably gonna still go around the lit time. It's probably gonna be from 12 to 3. We'll probably start it at 11. And just go from there. That was all I was thinking about. I was like, damn, that might have put a dent on some of the money for the tailgate. But I would have preferred a 7 o'clock because I got a game the day before. So like that means I just gotta get up earlier to get on that road. And I gotta make sure guys like, last time I had a 3:30 tailgate. And this is why I have multiple people cook for me now. I love my dog. Hold on. Let me see if I answer the phone. I love my dog Cheese to death, right? And Cheese has done almost most of my tailgates in the six. I guess we've been doing it since tag. So he has done most of my tailgates. But like he ain't gonna show up on time. That motherfucker showed up at 2:30 for the 3:30 tailgate. Boy, I was so mad at him.
What up, broski?
Hey, you saw you see the tailgate time, right? Not tailgate time, excuse me. You saw the game, the kickoff time, right?
Yeah, it's 3:30.
Yeah. So, what time? You're gonna get? We driving over there together?
Look, well, matter of fact, me and Matt was just talking about that shit last Thursday because he came up there Thursday and shit. So we, you know what I'm saying, we trying to formulate. I need to see if I'm gonna hit
Said coming. I got said coming. He hasn't given me a menu yet, but
so we need to. Yeah, we need. I guess look, probably me, him, and Mac will sit down and talk and get the menu together. Then you know what I'm saying. But we'll go ahead and run that shit for now.
Okay.
So, yeah, that shit there. Look, nigga, I already know that shit finna be live, bro.
It's gonna be live. It's gonna be a lot of people on the road.
I'm talking about, boy, that thing gonna be loose, boy. I already know. Hey, get there early as possible, boy.
All right, cool. I'll just make it. Just hit me. I need a minute. We gotta start promoting it heavy. Start next week, but I'm probably gonna start it at 11. So I need the food to be. The food ain't gotta be ready by 11, but gotta be ready by 12 at the latest.
Yeah.
All right, bro. I was just making sure you saw that, so we can go ahead and start planning now.
Yep.
All right, man. How did that Mother's Day brunch go?
Man, it was all right, man. You know that it kind of. I think it'll probably be better Father's Day. You know, Mother's Day was kind of, you know what I'm saying, hit miss. That's why I told him, I'm like, nigga, you really don't need to be up here. You know what I'm saying? Both of us, like one person. I say, well, Father's Day might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, we're trying to work that shit.
Has Smitty changed his recipes? Is the food hitting now?
Man, that's that same bullshit.
All right, man. Because I was like, I didn't feel like I wasn't trying to disrespect him. I just Smitty, I don't know about your food. I ain't heard nothing great. I just don't want to eat it. I know what this food tastes like, so I'm going with what I know.
Trust me.
But all right, bro. I'll let you.
Yeah, what's called hit me up yesterday about
my dog Gordon.
Yeah, about the banquet. Yeah.
I see, man. Get that bread.
Oh, you already know it.
All right, man. I'll let you.
They were Jaguar pants.
Yeah, man. So, all right. So you gotta make sure you get on par. We'll show up at 2:00 for a damn 3:30 tailgate. And it looked like he early. Like I was like, hey, bro, these people been hitting us. I don't think he been early. But we'll see. But if Will with him, he'll be here on time. But the goal is this: we're gonna have we're gonna have the Duval crab boil, and we're gonna have some barbecue. So that's the goal. And then y'all tell me what y'all want. We may be able to throw some things on there, make some things happen. But it is I definitely know right now we got to get a lot of water. I might just go ahead and then y'all ask me, never mind. I can't bring Gatorade to fucking Florida State. You know what? We'll just call it Powerade. How about that? Would y'all like a Powerade cooler? Like that just have ice and Powerade in it that you could just go over there and just like get your little refreshing. Would that be as good as having water? Because like I know it's gonna be hot as balls out that bitch. So yeah. But that's all I was thinking. What? All right, let's try it. Hold on. Let us know if y'all hear this while Miles is playing. They still can't get nobody can hear that. Damn. Yeah, exactly how I was so right. I was so right about how that lady sounded. Well, we just have to. This Jaden it doesn't work on Jaden's side either, though, right?
It hasn't been. Not this last 2 days.
Mm.
Or last week's show.
All right. Well, we'll figure this out, even if I got to play it from the phone. But yeah, Jaden, that's what I was thinking about. I got a long. I mean, Mandarin game. We play Atlantic Coast, so it's probably going to be a mercy rule. But I won't get home until 11:30, and probably shower. And I gotta go right after. Head on over to Tallahassee. And then we'll probably have. Well, I got to get down here, so I got to get fans. But I already know where to get the fans from. I get it from the same place I got them from with Orlando. So we'll get all that shit figured out though. It's gonna be a dope event though.
Shout out to the tailgate. Can't wait to get some good footage for the socials. Speaking of socials, make sure y'all look at the bottom banner, the ticker, scrolling across the bottom of your screen right here. You will find all our social media platforms. So you get a chance to be a part of that Den Media Group family. We have TikTok, X, formerly known as Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure to get our usernames from the bottom banner below. So we're going to stay in the ACC with some Miami football talk because they have had a huge commit wave come through the Hurricanes. So share this with you all. 5-star OT Jackson Cantwell has committed to Miami. The number one recruit in the 2026 class chose Miami over the Georgia Bulldogs, Oregon Ducks, and the Ohio State Buckeyes. He is from Missouri, and he's going from Southwest Missouri to South Beach. Now, there's been some speculation about the bagman associated with Jackson Cantwell, and it's estimated that his NIL deal at Miami is worth up to $2.5 million per season. And I have heard this number flying around other places as well. So, James, what do you think about Jackson Cantwell committing to Miami if this $2.5 million NIL valuation holds up to be true?
I gotta see some film. Can we go look at his profile and watch the huddle? $2.5 million is a lot of money. We were having this argument in my group chat, and I have. Here's what I'm going to say about men. Men can't be men. I don't want to hear nothing y'all got to say about women no more. Nobody is turned on more by money spending than men. It's just the fact that Miami is willing to pay $2.5 million that's got some of my partners moist. And it bothers me. It really bothers me. If he's good, great. I'm not paying, like, they're like, oh my God, Miami is this, and eventually they're going to, man, Miami has had good recruiting classes since before I went to college. Miami ain't won shit since 2004, and that's not me knocking them on anything, but like, until Miami does, I don't give a fuck what it is or what it ain't. I don't think he's a day one starter. I'm not paying $2.5 million for somebody. I'm not investing $2.5 million in someone who I don't believe is a day one starter, regardless of what they say in this. I don't, especially with an offensive lineman, because that's the most overrated and underrated at the same time thing. Like, we have guys that I've seen that are 3-stars that are straight vicious when they're putting people on their when they're blocking people. I've seen guys that are 5-stars that are playing patty cake bakers, man. So to me, it doesn't, like, to me now, if you told me he was getting paid one, hey man, shoot, dog, that's it. 2.5, if that's the case, God bless him. Get your bag, young man. I'll never hate on that. I'm just not ready to go and say, oh my God, we're so far. Because the reality of the situation is Miami had one of the most talented teams per rivals ratings on paper last year, and they got the same ACC championship spot that we got. I got guys saying, "Oh, I'd rather trade places with Miami the last 4 years." I'm like, dog, we just won a fucking conference. I get it. 2-10. I got no argument for that, dog. 2-10 is bad. Like, there is absolutely no excuse for us to ever have a 2-10 season. I actually believe that them boys just quit, and that was bullshit. But I'm not finna start making my ass clap because somebody else is paying $2.5 million and getting excited about that shit. Have some decorum. Act like a fucking man. Kudos to them, though, for recruiting, because Miami has done a great job of keeping people interested, even through mediocrity. You had the number 1 overall pick and didn't get anything from it. And what's crazy is you had the number 1 overall pick and didn't get a wide receiver drafted, including one that was the all-time leading receiver in school history. Like, I'll get excited about this young man when he crosses the finish line and he gives them 3 years of elite level play, which I just don't know. But let's watch the film, because I haven't seen not one clip of film. Him being 16 years old also means he's underage. Not underage like in a bad way, but just saying he's still not there. Like, it's still a lot of shit that he probably got to come into. Now, 158 pancakes and no sacks. That's a lot of pancakes, no matter where the ball is. So I'm going to watch this. This is my first time watching it. I'm giving you my honest pause. Go back. I want you guys to notice something very, very distinctive about push pause. Like, is it on pause? All right. Can we zoom in a little bit on that, or is that possible? All right. Well, that's fine. It's not a lot of guys that you'll see. How do I say this? All I'm going to say is if that's the guy he's blocking, like right now, he should pancake that guy. But go ahead, push play. I'm going to watch the first couple clips, and if I'm not intrigued, then I'm not intrigued. Okay, the play was over. That's technically not a pancake, but he drove him out. That's a good block. Another skinny guy. Good hands, violent. He's not fighting back. All right, 90 got a little bit of size on him. Oh, he doesn't block 90. He down blocks. Did they play somebody? Okay. I'm watching a bunch of down. I watched him go up against an undersized guy, and I watched 3 down blocks. Great size, though. Oh, okay. Athletic. I'll give him that. That was an athletic move. I don't know why. I hope they didn't count that as a pancake. Undersized. All right. Down block. Down. I like how he's looking for work, though. That is good. That's a good quality. That's technically would be considered a block in the back, but I love the fact that he's looking for work. All right. Undersized guy. All right, let's see how he does against the color. That's a double team that they probably gave him credit for, that he didn't do a bulk of the work. Pass pro. Good job. All right. Okay. I don't see I haven't seen $2.5 million. We can stop the tape. I'm not gonna say he's trash though. That would be a severe that would be hating to say that this kid is not good. But I'm going to say, based upon what I saw from those, especially in the beginning, it doesn't look like he's playing in an 11-on-11 standpoint, the caliber of talent that I would go and give a 5-star. Now, maybe it's just a combination of his measurables, plus his age and where they're trying to project him to be. But like, I want to see what happens when people fight back. Can we do one more thing real quick? Like Google, like maybe him in camps or something like that. Like maybe his name and maybe like a rivals camp or one of these other things. I don't really take too much weight in that part. But it'll be different if he's going up against like a top D lineman, like or somebody else who's got some money on the table, like somebody of similar stature. But he's doing what I would want somebody to do that is a college offensive lineman against. He can't help that the guys he going up against the Ducks, but you need to make a duck quack if you're going up against them. So I'll give him that. I just don't see the talent that he's going up against to warrant $2.5 million. Now, hey, spend your money to do whatever you need to do to get what you need to get. But that guy would shock me if he is one like way up there when he goes up based upon that. So you got something else?
Some of the no, it doesn't. It's the opposite. It's the size difference that he actually has against some of these guys closer up.
He's really like just huge compared to him. Because I mean that makes sense. Like if you're 16, if you're huge. Like I want to see what happens when I want to see large mammal on mammal violence. Oh, this is just another highlight film. So this is just lower. That's just lower. I mean, a better angle. Like right there, man. That's not right. I like that though. That means he's mean. But you ever seen a pit bull fight a chihuahua? It ain't pretty. Like, hold on. Go back. Go back. Go right there, dog.
Yeah, that's what I saw.
Dog, this is bullshit. This is some bullshit.
But becoming the top prospect for the class of 2020.
I forgot this dude teach. I'm over here.
Yes.
Was it? Oh, okay. That's right. That's look like some of the kids with my son's team be playing. Like it's always a kid out there that's just bigger than everybody else.
There's been many a 5-star that went into their senior year and was a worse football player than they were their junior year and even their sophomore year. You know, the fact that we have the one that is going to be better his senior year than he was his junior year tells you that they maybe should create another level and be a 6-star. He's a 6-star in a 5-star world, and we're blessed that he come through Knicks. I'm blessed to have the opportunity to have coached him.
That same determination is what gives Cantwell.
Oh, 7 looked like he got some size to him. But again, it's a lot of I don't like his mannerisms. Nah, that look maybe a Midwest country boy, but that don't look like a. I'm gonna be honest with you. I either want Polynesian sauce or Southern or a redneck.
Yeah, he kind of got a little Joe Dirt.
But I want to hear what he said, like what he says about because the other part of the, I just can't. Like I want to hear him talk shit though, because I like what he was talking shit about. Was it
the soon-to-be senior says he will play this fall for Nixa, but then enroll early at Miami in January to begin his next steps in his football journey. Reporting in Nixa, Chris Pinson, Ozarks. The next level.
I love playing here in high school. I think I'll love playing in Coral Gables as well, and I'm just glad that I get that opportunity because it's very few and far between people to do.
The soon-to-be
he hired Drew Rosenhaus as his agent.
Really?
Their history with guys like, Panay Sewell, Francis Malinoa, and some of those guys from recent. I mean, I just feel like it's a place that I could develop and be something great.
As the son of 2 shot put Olympians, his incredible.
Oh, there we go. There we go. That gets you a little more interested, huh?
I piqued my interest. I did not know. I was not aware. I was not familiar with your game. You got 2 Olympians. So again, here it is: size, bloodline. He was bred. See, this is why I'm telling y'all be thinking I'm crazy. You think the 2 shot putters got to get like, man, y'all see big people. Big people don't want to be with other big people, dog. The most discriminating, just like women are the most homophobic people on creatures, black women are the most homophobic creatures on this planet. They love to say it's black men. You know who the most fat phobic people are? Fat people. Fat people want skinny people or somebody smaller than them because they don't want to be 2 big people just in there bumping on each other, except for those who think with the end in mind. You gotta have, so again, you gotta, when you dating and when you smashing, don't just think about what's in front of you, dog. Think about the future. Because I don't know if anybody's ever had that talk with some of y'all, but all sex can lead to an end. And that end, you can catch something, a STD or a BABY. And the way they're trying to get it, they don't want you to get rid of none of that shit now. So if I have a baby, I want to make sure that the babies have the opportunity to be something in life. I don't want to have a petite male. That is one of the biggest fears I've ever had in my life is birthing a petite male. No, them motherfuckers ain't going to. Bitch, you fucking sick. You got to do the fucking research, dog. I looked at, now them motherfuckers might not look like me, but I looked at all of the stuff. They do not make Coleman males under 5'10". So they're going to be between 5'10" and 6'2", over 200 pounds. That is literally what they're, and maybe, now like I told him, if he's 6'6", them motherfuckers ain't mine, but I've been there for so long that you mine now. So it doesn't matter. You gotta look, and then you gotta see the generational tracks. Like you couldn't have a girl because every other generation is a runt. Gagi 4'11". Your mom's normal. Actually, your mom is like 5'8", I think, or something. Or she's taller. Your sister is a runt. The next one would be normal size, but if that one has a girl, it's gonna be a runt. So you can weed out the runts, like through genetic, like through breeding. Like, so you gotta think with the end in mind because this shit can happen. Like, let Gagi tell it. I don't know if this is true or not because I can't fathom her having brothers and sisters. But apparently she had a lot, and apparently all the motherfuckers is tall.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
So there might be a variance somewhere in there. So then also Uncle Clay, he's not here no more. My dad's brother was like 6'5", but he's also the only light-skinned baby. Like all my daddy's kids, all of them are dark. From what Carla, Wayne, I don't know the other nigga name. Dad, and then the baby is just bright skinned, like and tall. So clearly that's the milkman's kid. So I don't know where that came from. If the milkman had the milkman genes that got Uncle Clay that big, or if it was my father's mother's. But we'll figure that out one day. But 2 shot putters, that's good breeding, man. Y'all be saying I'm crazy because I want somebody's genes.
Definitely did that. There's no way.
Like somebody gonna send me something. Say one of my, she's too big. 6'8", 300. Dunk on me, bitch. Bring me that. I don't want a relationship with them. I want their genes. And I think that's the sexiest thing that a man can come up to you and say in this generation. I don't want no liabilities, dog. Y'all out here producing liabilities. it's about to be the only way you can become rich is being an athlete. You got to win the genetic. You got to hit the genetic lottery, and you got to hedge your bets. Over here, getting these petite men. You know, nothing wrong with Lil Duval. He's funny, but Lil Duval rich, so your kid would be good. But y'all over here getting like dudes selling weed still. Like, who's selling weed in 2025, man? I like it, but you can go to the dispensary. Let's be if you're gonna be a drug dealer, have some upward trajectory.
I never met a weed dealer without a second job.
That's what I'm saying. That makes no sense. And I can't even say sell coke because coke ain't even like cool no more. It's only one way to go, but I wouldn't go that way because like that's fucked up shit. I don't know if you could be a good fent dealer. Like I don't know if there's there's good coke dealers and good weed dealers. I grew up with some of them. Like, they're great people. They're just in a different business.
Right.
But like the only thing that's making money is fent and meth, and those things like are crazy. But anyways, man, I don't that kid. Whatever, man. I'd say this much. I can hit the mega billions or whatever, and I can tell you this this much. I ain't giving Florida State $2.5 million to get not a damn kid. Not no 16-year-old on this planet. If you think matter of fact, some of y'all, the way y'all talk about 16-year-olds and how much money you spend on them, you need to be. I hope if you do it on this show that the government is looking into you. You one of them people that Tim Tebow was crying about.
How much does the quarterback get?
That's what I'm saying. Like a quarterback? All right, bro. Cool. But a fucking 16-year-old that's playing a bunch of white midgets in Missouri?
All right. We took way too long on this topic, so we got to move on.
Yeah.
We got to move on.
Get me back in. Center me back, Jaden. I apologize.
Yeah, we gotta reel it back in a little bit, but yes. So Cantwell, that alleged 2.5 million surrounding, and obviously with Carson Beck in Miami, we heard that 10 million figure flying around. So, man, Miami has got the bread, that is for sure. But good luck to Cantwell as he commits to Miami. And speaking of Miami, we have to recap.
Breaking news. You want breaking news?
Oh, wait. Let me put the banner up there. Let me put the banner. All right. We got it.
Hold on. I may charge people for this. We may be throwing a tailgate. Because you know what today is, right, Jaden?
No.
NFL announcer.
Okay. Yeah.
I need you to say what you just texted me real quick. Got got Panthers reporter here. Sheena Quick with breaking news. Could you tell me what you just texted me? Tell me what you just texted me, Sheena Quick.
Well, it says according to sources, the Panthers will be opening with week 1 at Jacksonville. So T-Mac versus Travis Hunter should be a good one.
Speaking of 6 feet women, are you and Vashti coming?
Wait, what? 6 feet women is nuts. Of course, we would definitely be down there. Actually, I've never covered a game in Jacksonville.
No, you didn't come to the. You didn't come to the one with your with y'all petite quarterback. But Vashti came to it. That was on New Year's Eve, 2 years ago.
That one either.
No, she was there. She ran up on me. I was in there. Like, the fro was throwing.
The better question is, will we get a Jay Coleman tailgate?
That's what I'm like. If it's week 1,
I missed the tailgate for ACC championships. So I feel like I need that.
1 p.m. tailgate is tough because I'm sure that's not going to be a night game. But no, we can definitely figure that out. Like I got to figure out where
you definitely have to.
Oh yeah, because I'm not going to Tallahassee for that FSU game that week. Yeah, we do that. I'll find out. We'll get a tailgate popping. We will have an official Sports Den tailgate. I will talk to my dog Cheese. If you come in, then we're gonna make it happen.
Let's do it.
All right, cool. I'll let you a little bit later.
All right.
All right. So there we go. You got the first game. Allegedly, if she's wrong, we're gonna put it all on her.
She is banging.
Oh man. All right, well bad. Let's go back to what we were on.
Speaking of Miami. We're going to stay in the Miami football world with just a recap of some tragic news that occurred last week with their freshman linebacker, Mr. Adarius. So Adarius Hayes got into a car crash in his SRT Durango, ended up killing 3 people, 2 kids, 1 adult, and these were the pictures of the kids that tragically passed in that car accident. See on the right hand side right there, and then you will also see that there's another person on the left hand side who's in the hospital. So 3 people ended up dying in that car accident, but 1 other person was left hospitalized. And so this was a family member of the deceased and injured victims. So she said, quote, "Lord, please grant her the strength she needs. This young mother has tragically lost both children in a car accident over Mother's Day weekend, and her husband is currently in critical condition. Join me this morning as we offer our prayers for her. Rest heaven, little angels." Man, this is sad. And one thing that always throws me off is when people use that crying emoji for sad stuff, because I always use it to laugh. So
Yeah,
that,
it's
that
like
just
laughing, crying.
yeah. So, but anyways, it's a sad, sad, sad story, and man, it just sucks when it's the kids.
Nah, I'm bigger than just, man. My heart goes out to that woman, man. I say what you want. I mean, I believe it's a made up holiday. I think you should always honor your mama, but it is their day, right? Regardless of how you feel about it, she will never have joy on that day again.
Fact.
To lose your mama, the 2 motherfuckers that made you a mama, and potentially, even if he comes out of this, he's not going to be the same man. To like lose your hut, like
Their relationship.
Nah, it's because they lost the kids and a bunch of other stuff. She's got to have survivor's remorse like a motherfucker too, man.
Right.
Like, I don't ever want to like again. I'm so like, I would want him unalived. I would do it. Like a lot of people, we haven't talked about this, and I really don't want to talk about because I feel like I'm like cool, but at the same time, I don't think it's cool because he killed an innocent person. Like we talk about that guy, I think it was in Cleveland or something like that, or one of the places where the police officer killed his son and then he went and killed another police officer.
Oh, right.
I don't think that's right to do something to an off-duty cop or like that's do it to the officer that did it, and I think you're more of a badass. But like, I would feel that like, if she did this, like if she found that shit, I would be like, you know what? But I also feel like this, like they're not taking this. Fuck doing your due diligence. He should not be able to be he should not have the ability to drive a car. If that, well, I don't even need to know if that's her husband in critical condition. Because what we do know is that 3 people died.
Yeah.
We know that. We do know that was his second car accident. Yeah. Well, he had already had 2 car accidents, I believe, and we do know he had 7 tickets before this. Like, clearly, he's not getting it, and the only way he will understand it is if some punishment's a little bit harsher. But that's oof. I don't even know. You can't. There's nothing you can tell that lady. You can't say I understand. Sorry for your loss doesn't cut it. Like nothing will make me feel better besides vengeance.
And nothing seems to be deterring the students or the young student athletes. Like this is
like we want to do legislation and we want to do a whole bunch of other stuff.
Right.
I do legislation for control if you put it behind that.
Right.
Make the schools liable for being irresponsible for giving 16. Again, I believe in capitalism. I also believe capitalism and accountability. I believe in accountability. You're giving these young men stupid amounts of money without any kind of oversight. You're just as responsible for their irresponsibility as they are. So I'm suing UM. I'm suing, and UM's a private institution. I am suing everybody associated with this young man. On top of still wanting my pound of flesh.
Yeah. As a man who's been rear-ended twice in the past couple of years, I seriously considered, all right, the next time ain't gonna be no lawyers. I'm gonna give you the hands right there on the spot because I can't say.
I've thought about more, man. I've seen a guy almost hit me hit the boy's side in the truck. Now that's a tank.
Right.
And man, you know what's in my? I got that thing right here. I start like sometimes because I feel like you hit me on purpose, so I'm gonna pull that. Hey, baby, all right, yeah, that's sad though. And that little boy's so cute, excuse me, so handsome.
You had to fix what your descriptor.
I don't want to sound like one of them guys. Cause I don't like. Hey, that shit. I almost fucked somebody up at finish line when Trey was like 2, and he was like, "What is it?" He said, "Your son is so beautiful." I said, "Hey, man, hey, this is one of the." He looked like I was stereotyping him. He had the pedophile look on him. I said, "Hey, you say handsome, but you call my son beautiful." So I will fuck you up. You weird. He was shook, but I'm like, hey man, like I don't get no ideas around here. But
speaking of not getting any ideas, whew, man, the TMZ is all over North Carolina's campus trying to get some ideas on the dating scandal associated with Belichick and his girlfriend. So there's a report from Pablo Torre that things have gotten so messy between Bill Belichick and Jordan Hudson and UNC that there's a chance Belichick might not be the head coach by the time week 1 rolls around, but he was recently on a interview with ESPN, and he quickly asserted that Jordan and UNC have 2 different relationships, and that's his private relationship with Jordan Hudson, and they are not intertwined with the university. Don't want to spend too much time on this, James, but just wanted to put this out there in the atmosphere. Do I think it's gonna happen? No, do not think it's gonna happen. But what do you think, James? Do you really think there's a real chance he might not make it to week 1?
Ain't no pussy mouth or ass in this world good enough for that man to not coach.
Yeah.
Like it don't matter if it's young, new, old. Like it ain't that good. Like, but I do know that again, this is why celebrities should be celebrities, and your old lady should be your old lady. If your old lady not a celebrity, then you stay your fucking ass in the shadows. You are. This is women always want to be seen. This is why your ass don't need to be seen. Because you, regardless of if any of this is true, you are causing yourself to be a distraction because that's what paparazzi looks for. So again, free game by big game. If you're trying to do something, unless you need your spouse or your significant other or your old lady to be there as arm candy, and if they are there, they need to understand their role. And you might not like it. It may sound old-fashioned. It may sound misogynist, but you know what? It sounds like cha-ching.
Yeah.
If you want to be a part of this brand, you either need to be adding and you damn sure shouldn't be subtracting. And right now, regardless of what the situation is, she is subtracting from, not to me, because Bill is still Bill. You're subtracting from that man's legacy to other people. So, like, I'd have been told her to go sat her ass down somewhere.
According to the report, she was supposed to be a manager, PR agent. She's doing the exact
opposite. You're doing terrible management in PR. Like, he's too old to have negative, because they said no news is bad. All news is good news. But like, not when you 75 fucking years old. Like, he's ready to just chill a little bit. And like, that's the problem, is too many of y'all haven't had your moment in the sun. Like, again, we don't talk about this beautiful, attractive, intelligent, sexy lady enough. Be Savannah James. I don't know why women want to be Cardi B. I don't know why y'all want to be everybody else but Savannah James. Savannah James, because I do know, because most women call men eagle. Like, I had a chick call me, say I had a fragile ego because I said I don't want my old lady gargling piss like Cassie, and I don't know if I could be there like that. You're fragile male ego because I don't want to kiss a woman who's been gargling piss. Right. That doesn't make any sense. But again, it's the female ego sometimes, not all of y'all, that can't just be in the background. You gotta be in the front. That's why they call y'all cats. You ever notice a cat always got to be in the front? Dogs are chill, but a cat always got to be seen. That's all I'm saying.
Right quick, James. These are the last few ESPN logos for college football. with the current one being that bottom right one looks kind of bland. So
Mid.
if you had to rank these college football logos, what rank would you give each of these 1 through 4, with 1 being your number one highest, best logo?
It's gotten progressively worse. The first one is the best. The second one is the second best. The third one is the third best. And this one right here looks, you could have done a better one with Chat GPT.
Yeah, definitely was not a descriptive one. It looks very bland. And speaking of bland, man, there's some bland battles in the college football QB world with certain starting positions for these programs coming up. So just wanted to touch on this before we dive into the NFL. Just wanted to read through these names right here. So these are some quarterback battles you need to watch while we enter the new college football season. You got Alabama, Ty Simpson versus Austin Mack versus Keelan Russell. Syracuse, Steve Angeli versus Ricky Collins. Caden Salter and Lewis in Colorado. Then in Tennessee, you got that trifecta of QBs with 2 duos in Notre Dame and Ohio State. So we will definitely see which quarterback ends up getting that role to represent their university this upcoming season. So this is a perfect segue into our NFL section of our Big Games BS show. So let's get into some scheduling news, because if you guys did not know, the NFL schedules fully release tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. So this week they have been shortly rolling out some statistics associated with their schedules. The first one being this. So per Adam Schefter, the ESPN senior NFL insider, 32 NFL teams will travel 625,947 miles this season with their schedule. And here is the breakdown. So you see the Los Angeles Chargers actually traveled the most this season with 37,000 miles, while the Cincinnati Bengals traveled the least amount with 8,753 miles.
I think it's just the part of the division they're in. All of those teams aren't far away from each other. Like Baltimore is like on that low end too, so it's like. but I see what you mean though. Like you're like, you have a point. Like
every time it's something about money,
sissy.
Next, we have a sneak peek into the international games for this year. So the first one being on Friday, September 5th in Brazil. You have the Chargers playing a team that will be announced later on today as well. Now we have the September 28th, 9:30, the first ever NFL game in Ireland, which is going to be in Dublin, and the Vikings are playing the Steelers. And then the week after that, the Vikings are playing again overseas in London versus the Browns, October 5th. Broncos and Jets, October 12th in London. Then the Rams and Jags play Wembley Stadium in London, October 19th. The Falcons and Colts play Sunday, November 9th in Germany. And the Commanders and Dolphins play in Madrid, Spain on November 16th. So here are the international game slates for this season. Hope you guys enjoy this as well. But we have some breaking news coming out of the NFL. So the NFL has canceled the accelerator program it had scheduled for minority coaches next week. So the NFL Coach Accelerator program was designed in 2022 to help diverse coaching candidates gain exposure to team owners and executives and to develop their skills in leadership and business acumen. So I wanted to share this, James, before you gave your opinion on just some more details regarding this accelerator program, because to many fans, you may not know this was even a thing. So per the league, next week's program was indeed canceled. It will return, though, the league said, in May 2026. So this is a statement from a representative from the NFL. Quote, "We believe diversity of thought and background is essential to our success, and it's reflected in the policies, programs, and partnership that help us attract, develop, and retain top talent at every level on and off the field." NFL Chief Administrator Officer Dasha Smith said in a statement issued to Pro Football Talk. Quote, we recently executed a number of programs, including the General Manager Accelerator at the December League meeting in Dallas, a 3-day candidate development program at Combine, in the 9th annual Women's Forum, or 40 Women Advanced Career Opportunities in Football. Every offseason, we take a step back to reflect on the positive and areas for improvement of our programs and assess ways to make them more impactful. This year, we assessed and identified additional opportunities with the Accelerator, including combining the coaching and front office programs to ensure the Accelerator continues to be impactful as possible. So they got feedback and they were engaging with the stakeholders to ensure a successful program in the future. But the league has insisted that no changes will be made to the Rooney Rule or other efforts to promote DEI. That keeps the NFL on the White House radar screen for the eventual scrutiny. As Eric Gardner of Puck recently explained, the Trump administration's ongoing war against Big Law could easily pivot to Big Shield. James, did you get this information circulating within your many group chats about the Accelerator program being canceled until next year?
Didn't even know what the fuck that was.
Yeah.
I think a lot of us don't care. And I'm gonna tell, like, the Rooney Rule is like, for even the Rooney Rule is bullshit. All the Rooney Rule states is that I gotta interview somebody, and they'll interview you they already know who they want to hire. Nothing will change until they hire more. Well, I mean, I should say nothing changes. I think we got 5.5 this year.
Yeah, it's been growing.
5.25, because that man in Miami is a quarter black. But you got to have GMs hire who they want, and the more we have more black GMs than we've ever had before, and they have to feel like they have the autonomy to actually hire the best person. And it doesn't matter what you do. We've seen it since before civil rights was even a thing. Progression feels like oppression when the world was designed for you. So regardless of anything, man, like, if a white person wants to be a bigot, or if a man wants to be a bigot, there's nothing you could do to stop that shit. I have never, I've actually felt, but I don't cry about it, where I walked in and I know somebody got a job. I just talk to people. I tell y'all all the time about what happened with me at 1010XL. A lot of people sit there and go and say, I still remember your show. I haven't been on radio since 2021. Matter of fact, the Tuesday before my birthday was the last time I was on radio. So we're going into 4 years where I have not been on radio, and people still remember how that show was. And they still ask, why is Hacker on? Why is these people on? Why are these people on? And I happen to believe that those people actually do a decent job and work really, really hard. In particular, Hacker. I don't like his show, but Hacker works his ass off, like, to produce what he produces. But the qualifications, if you look at the resume, is clearly night and day, not even close. And what's funny is the jobs that they always are complaining about, ain't nobody lining up to go pick fucking oranges, and ain't nobody lining up to do this other stuff. And the fact remains that if 70% of the population is good enough to be able to play that sport, and you don't have a direct representation of that in you don't even have 30% represented in your front office, that just shows that there is a true problem with it. And programs ain't going to change it. Attitudes and behaviors are going to change it. And I don't know if that's ever going. It's a good old boy system. If I get in power, you know who I'm hiring? My fucking homies. That's the truth. That's why I can't get mad. That's why I don't get mad at white people, like, who when they say, when stuff happens. I only get mad when they say that they can't see white privilege or structural institutional racism or structural racism. It's not a spit in your face or a spite to you. It's just that there were literal laws that prevented us for decades from hanging with each other, for you to even get to know a person of another race. So your friend, and you hire friends. So if you can't make friends with another race group, how in the hell can you believe you hired the best people if you don't know? Because you're not just looking at resumes. That's not, if you believe I can just submit a resume blindly and not have a connection or an in, then you don't know the way the real business world works. That may happen sometimes, but very, very few often in between. Like it takes a connection. Hell, Jaden ain't getting paid shit, but Jaden had to have a connection to get to me. I had to have a connection to be able to get into the Super Bowl and do these different things. That's how the world works, and it works perfectly. It's a really good system. The problem is not too many people get out of their comfort zone to go make friends outside of that. That's how I'm in lacrosse. I'm in lacrosse because a white dude went out of his comfort zone when he saw me training somebody, and then we became friends. And then now I get introduced into a world and I can bring other people into it. But still, I miss opportunities because they deal with who they deal. They deal with who they deal with. I can't get mad about that. I can't cry about that because maybe because I'm just used to it. That's the difference. Is like most of us are just used to how the world actually works. But yeah, fuck that shit. I don't care. Be honest, I think we got too many women in football anyway.
That's.
I mean, but let's be for real, dog. Like, it's not a sport where there's a female version of it that you can play. Like basketball, I will listen to a WNBA star talk to me about NBA basketball because it's the same fucking sport.
Oh, I see what you mean.
I can understand a softball player telling me how to hit a baseball because it's slight differences, but it is. Lacrosse, now the only one that's the same but different, women's lacrosse ain't shit like men's lacrosse. But like, I don't mind it. There are really good women in it. Sheena's dope. Oh, yeah. But a lot of these girls are they just look good and they're not giving you anything.
That's true.
And like, what do you, like when I listen to them, they say, oh, this dude, again, so I don't argue with women. Like my man, what's the girl with the titties and the peanut butter brown skin and talk like Joy Taylor telling somebody they soft. The fuck you know about being like? What the fuck do you know about wearing pads in 120-degree heat index weather and having to go hit other people besides what your brother told you? Like you can't, like some of the critiques that they have. It would be, but let me come and say you being soft because you're cramping. I can't. I would not know, right? There's nothing that I can do to tell a woman that she's bullshitting pregnancy, right? Now, that's an extreme, but I'm just saying there's nothing that I can do because I've never experienced it.
There's some coaches, though, who probably, you think, or GMs. Our GM probably never touched
the ball, but as a guy, he might have played in high school. But even within, like, there's guys like, shit, who was it? The fat dude, Charlie, can't think of his name. He was one of Bill Belichick's first OCs. Coached at Notre Dame.
The one who went to the Browns.
Yeah, I can't think of his name.
Charlie Weiss?
Charlie White. Is it Charlie Weiss?
Oh, he didn't go to the Browns.
No. Because his son is now OC. But anyways, he never played football. But he learned the X's. This is why, but again, I'll put our GM with the Jags on the same level as a woman. If we're talking X's and O's, right? I believe you can learn the X's and O's. I believe you can learn the X's and O's. You can talk about the X's and O's. What you can't talk about is what should happen when you're trying to go from a man turn or the different, like as a player dealing with that with a groin injury. You ain't never did that before.
Yeah, fair.
Now, if she's talking about, oh, I know what it's like to come from an ACL to play sports, with you, 100%. But like some of the things that I can say, you can't necessarily say that. Just like as a man, I can't say some certain things about what because I don't know what it's like.
Yeah,
that's what I mean by it's just something like it. It comes to a point where, dog, why do we have 10? Like women are. Like, I literally see. I'm in the profession, literally seeing women everywhere telling me how hard it is to get a job when I can't get a job in certain things. And I fucking played it. And when I tell them the truth, you're pretty. It's easier for you to get. I promise you, it's easier for you to get it in than it is for me.
Don't get me started.
And they don't want to believe that, but I'm like, I'm not saying. But again, and I'm not even saying this from a degrading perspective. I'm saying this from, baby, you have an advantage that I don't have. That if I was you, I would be using that. But that's what I mean by it's 2 minutes. So that that some just I don't know why you're here.
I mean,
like that just doesn't make sense. Like why are you here?
It's just real.
Like if you saw me covering soccer, like legitimately covering soccer,
I would say you're too big.
So you'd be like, why are you here?
Yeah. When did you?
Like if I'm out there doing, this is James Coleman, I'm doing tennis coverage. Like, what the fuck do you know about tennis, James? Like, it's not there are sexists who will make this same statement, and they are coming from a sexist place. I'm just coming from a rational place. Why the fuck are you here?
All right. So we got
another a breaking schedule thing too, if you want me to say it.
Okay, so yeah, after
it kind of ties into this.
Okay, so the Thanksgiving game, one of the most highly coveted, highly respected traditions in all of sports, has been released. Excuse me. So Kansas City is heading to Dallas for a Thanksgiving showdown. This is Thursday, November 27th at 4:30 p.m. So grab your turkey, grab your mac and cheese, and grab your plates because this is gonna be in the height of the itis right here at 4:30 p.m. So James, what is your breaking news as well?
Potentially, again, so we potentially have a week 1 matchup with the Carolina Panthers, and we have we'll have a Din Media Group tailgate that we will start planning. Week 5, we will have. Are you ready for some football? A Monday night party in Jacksonville against the Kansas City Chiefs. Which means I don't have to buy my son a ticket because it's a school night.
Oh my!
I am so grateful.
I wish you could hear this right.
But like, and what's great is I don't know who. I think. Wait a minute. That's the Miami game, so I could go to Tallahassee, party at the 3:30 kickoff that we're probably going to get against Miami. And then I'll get a chance to chill and recover for a day because I don't have to be in Jacksonville until 11 o'clock to where I got to do the news. And then we'll do our Monday night thing, which we probably will do a tailgate if we can do that. I might get two Jag tailgates and two. This might be the thing right here, man. This is gonna be a fun football year. We ain't gonna win shit, but it might be a fun football year.
Huge shout out and to the Jags, man. I'm happy to see how the season will pan out and definitely keep an eye out for them schedule releases. Just to reiterate, the NFL full schedule release will come out 8 p.m. Eastern tonight. So make sure to tap in to see your favorite team and see who they get to play this season. So moving on through this NFL segment, I just wanted to show this right quick to showcase how difficult it is for you to make it to the league. So just want to read you off some stats. There are approximately 1.1 million high school football players. Then there are 310,000 high school football seniors, 70,000 NCAA football players, 20,000 freshman NCAA players, and 6.5% is the number of high school players who end up making it to the NCAA. And there are only 6,500 players scouted by the NFL, 350 invited to the combine, 257, I believe, players drafted by the NFL, 300 rookies making the team, and that means 1.6% of NCAA college football players actually make it to the NFL, and only 150 NFL players reach year 4. And yeah, so if you're lucky enough to be one of the 6.5% to become a NCAA football player, one of the 1.5% of that group to make it to the NFL, you'll be lucky to play 4 years. And at a minimum salary, you won't make enough to live on that for the rest of your life. So it matters what you do after the field, James, for sure, for sure.
There are only 1 million high school football players.
It's not a lot, though. And again, it's
so much more.
It's why I don't think people don't know stats, and why I always say, man, like I refuse. Like this is why, why I said what I said. I refuse to hear somebody tell me it's something that's soft. Bitch, you have never done that. It is not enough people doing that.
Yeah, there's only.
But somebody says, like, when they come in the comment, oh, there is only, it's between 20 and 30,000. There's only, I'll say 30. I'll go on the high end. There's only 30,000 people who have ever worn an NFL uniform.
Yeah.
Like, ever in the history of the NFL. Like, to say I just did something is a fucking understatement. There are only just over 2,000 people currently employed annually doing that job. Like, to go to college means you are one of the 2% of the population who gets a chance to play. Like, a lot of people don't understand just how hard it is to get. That's why I don't think that's why I find it disrespectful when people talk about NIL. Because you think, like, because it's so well covered, you think anybody can do that.
Right.
I don't think that kid is worth $2.5 million that we talked about earlier. That's my opinion. That being said, he can justify getting $2.5 million because he is in the top 2% of any profession. Right. Do you think you know what the top 2% of podcasters make? What Joe Rogan makes? Top 2% of nail techs probably making $1 million. Top 2% of anything is probably commanding money bigger than that. Like, when you really think about it, like the only reason people hate on athletes is because you have chosen to be a loser. Like, to quote the prophet Sugar Free, you got the same 24 hours that Michael Jackson had, and you decided to be a loser. Now, it might be a little bit of a stretch, but because Michael Jackson is really good, but I'm just saying the point is you can't get mad at people for living the American dream. Or it goes back to this. You got beaten. A kid said, I don't think it's fair that you're not playing my son. I said, I don't think it's fair that you bred with his mom and gave me a run. It's not my fault. It's your fault at the end of the day because you brought me a 5'6", 145-pound slow kid. I can't do anything with that. But if you would have went and bred with the big girl and like humbled yourself, you know, ladies, stop looking for the money. Go find that ugly dude that's got some size. Like, you know, this is what happens. Or like, even when the craziest part is like, I'm a Black history, like a fringe American history fact. That y'all ready for this? You know how Black people are receiving their reparations? Through professional athletes. Walk with me now. Blacks were bred to be in the field. And so when you got in the field, you got the biggest Negro. The biggest Negroes to come together. They got a chance to bump uglies. Some guys, that was their job, was to reproduce. And then they produce offspring that were good, strong, muscular things. We got rid of slavery and made sports. Why do you think that they picked all these guys? Like, people can get mad about it and say it's like slavery, but it just so happens that all the good slave traits make good football players.
Yeah, I mean,
happen to make good basketball players. So I'm just saying, like, that's why it is here. It kind of helps. Like, it doesn't erase it, but just saying, them's the facts. But it's tough, man. Like, that's why I'm like, hey, you know what? Like, I talk to kids all the time. Like, the one kid that was Army crawling one time said, oh, I'm gonna be. I said, I hope you're better than me. I said, but the difference between me and you is I was so good at what I do that I get to choose when I work. I didn't make the most money in the world, but I am in a place in life where I can choose when I want to work. You should hope to be that way.
Yep.
And I get to walk in, or I say my favorite thing is I'm so good my son can go to my college and walk around like he played.
I tell him I'm alive, and the way y'all
Whew.
schools be, you might not make it to me.
Listen, bro, being alive, bro, just
Yeah.
coming out of my neighborhood is good. That's a good thing. But definitely the way these YNs going around now, the best song. Have you heard them remaking the dude who made the Draco, ooh, Keltec, ooh, 762s. I can't wait to bust at you. But he made he remixed the Aaliyah song. If I pull this pole, I'm taking out everybody. I'm talking about everybody. I hope you're responsible. I know I gotta find it out, but it's just so terrible that I'm vibing with it and I can't hear the song anymore. The original song in the same way.
What's the dude's name?
I don't know. I just know every time if you Google it, Google the Draco, ooh, Keltec, ooh, 7-6, and he does the dance. Like he's just like, and I can imagine these YNs with their guns, like getting ready to go shoot somebody. I be keeping my cool, thinking about when I'm gonna have to shoot, cause he taking everybody. He said, like, I'm just like, y'all are crazy.
I think it's St.
Lamar. But anyway, I'm bad. But yeah, the NFL is tough to get to, long story short.
Miles, was the video audio playing for that Travis Hunter video we had for the notes?
Got the video working.
Okay, cool.
On the Travis Hunter?
Yeah, we at the Travis Hunter one. So
when you were playing it, Miles, I thought that was me. When I was imitating her, I knew that old black lady sounded like that, dog. That's how all the old black ladies sound.
So the post we discussed earlier on Monday's show was revolving Travis Hunter being in an airplane on a United Airlines flight with a new fan of his. It was with an older lady. She wasn't familiar with Travis Hunter, and she's wondering why so many people were walking up to him, congratulating him. She asked him who he was. He told her he recently got drafted to the Jags. He was heading to Jacksonville, and she made a new friend. So she ended up getting interviewed by Good Morning Football to discuss the viral video. Her name is Sandy Combs, and she discussed on how she went viral for her video with her picture with Travis Hunter. So Miles, are you pulling it up right now? Okay, cool. So we got this pulled up for you guys. So we're going to play it and let us know what you all think.
They say they can't hear it, so. Damn.
Yeah, it looks like people still cannot hear it, so we can transition from this video. But pretty much what she was saying was that she was recounting that experience and just being starstruck at the end of the day by how much people was fans of Travis Hunter reposted the pictures and how many fans poured into Miss Combs to show her support. And hopefully she can be in Everbank, in TIAA, supporting Travis. They need to do some good PR, get her to the game, get her on the Jumbotron, get her that Travis United jersey, and things will be rocking. But just dope to see Travis interact with the
Did
fans.
you hear? Oh, Jaden, you hear it. You said one thing that let me know Brandon was one back in the day. Brandon said, and I just was mad I got first class. Baby, that is not how that shit works. Like first class, even United, I know flying first class with United. It's cheaper than everybody else, but it still ain't. It's a significant difference. I can promise you that. So Granny got some. Like Granny, like what did you ever see the outcast? No, did you ever? I think it was on Spodios Be Dopalicious when he started talking. You know why Grandma had all her had plastic on all her on all the chairs and stuff in the house because Grandmama was a squirter. At 6 foot, I know Granny got it. Granny had that that's the lady who the dude was singing to in Sinners. That's Grandma, but she a vampire. But she do probably make some good sweet tea and peach cobbler, man. I want some, man. Good stuff, Granny. I'm happy for that old lady though.
Did you get drafted by the Jaguars? Yes, ma'am. And I still didn't know who he was.
Wish we could have heard the video.
I can hear that. I can hear this right now. But I also hear myself as an echo.
Yeah, what the?
Hello? Can y'all hear me?
Try now. I can hear you.
You can hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, when y'all were playing the video just now, and I could hear the sound, but I could also hear myself talk at the same time. So, I don't know if that was some type of input output issue, but anyways, we can move on for right now and we're going to Ohio for this one, capping off our NFL segment with some talks of Trey Hendrickson, the legendary, the defensive phenom in the Cincinnati Bengals franchise. So, I'm going to share this with you all. Trey Hendrickson was at the rookie mini camps and said this to reporters, quote, "If I sat here with 4 sacks, they want a pay cut and some money back. I'm not going to apologize for the rates being paid to defensive ends in the National Football League," unquote. Henderson admitted that things have gotten personal between him and the organization because they did pay Jamar Chase and they also pay T. Higgins as well. Huge payouts. But Trey Hendrickson, a sack leader, a dominant force on that defensive front for the Bengals, one of the only dominant forces for that Bengals defense. He has been killing, continue to put his city on his back, one of the most philanthropic Bengals players as well. So, James, what do you think about his statements when he said, if I sat here with 4 sacks, they'd want a pay cut and some money back. I'm not going to apologize for the rates that the NFL is doing because yesterday's price is not today's price.
I think he's right, and I think this just goes back to what Miles saying. Why is it everything when it comes to being cheap seems to surround the Bengals? And right now he's got him in a really good position. Two things are going to happen: either they're going to guarantee all rookie contracts in Cincinnati, or they're going to pay this, or hopefully they do both. Because if the guy you drafted to replace him ain't practicing either, like you don't really have a choice right now. You don't have leverage in negotiations. So, hey, shout out to my Pilgrim, man. You stay there, bro, and get that paper.
Shout out to Mr. Hendrickson. Hopefully him and the Bengals organization can work something out because he is a defensive threat for that AFC North division. But We're going to end off with Hendrickson for our NFL segment and transition into our Big Games BS segment, where the scope of the conversation is outside of the typical sports world. So, the first BS or bussin' post we have to share with y'all is our legendary Big Games BS post we're sharing with y'all is our legendary BS or bussin' segment, where we like to rate foods, BS being bull, or bussin', meaning that it is fire, and we would like to enjoy that as well. So we're staying in the MLB world because they have a lot of exclusive meals for their fans, and we're going to San Francisco. So the San Francisco Giants have had exclusive food items for their Korean Heritage Night, which was yesterday. So you can see right here, this is a mini helmet including loaded garlic fries. So it's French fries, kimchi, which is fermented cabbage, usually made by Koreans, fried spam, garlic, parsley, salt, and pepper. James, is this BS or busting?
Man, you give me that, I'm gonna throw that helmet at you.
What? Y'all don't like spam?
Nah, dog.
That's
Nah,
crazy.
you showing your real Caribbean Hispanic shit right now, Jaden. Like, I'm not doing that shit.
Y'all don't like spam? That's crazy.
No, man. Spam is fake spiced ham. Like, I just know, like,
I hate it so much.
I just, maybe it's in my mind that I've been poor, but I've never been that poor.
What is it? What is
It's
spam?
fake ham. It's fake spice. It's not fake, but it's meat. But it's like it's supposed to be like, what's the actual?
Oh, it's pork. I thought it was.
Yes, spam stands for sizzled pork and y'all never seen the commercials?
It's modified with modified potato starch. I just don't even know what that is. This is basically, you know what it is? It's chicken nuggets. Like, we don't know exactly what McDonald's chicken nuggets are. But I'm not eating that, man. You put some real ham. I don't even know if I want ham and French fries, like loaded ham French fries.
That is true.
Like, but if you go put some ham on that thing, then yeah, maybe. But like, I'm not going. I guess the other part that bothers me is I'm already rich enough to be able to go and pay $15 for this or whatever the cost may be, because it's not cheap. Why would I want cheap ingredients?
Yeah, that's like paying $20 for ramen.
Stop. I already do that. That bothers me
I mean, the cheap
that bothers
ramen.
me to no end that I do this.
Ramen. That's the difference, Jay. You're getting the good stuff.
I'm not. I don't understand why people are paying for the poor experience when you can just be poor. Like camping doesn't make sense to me. Why would I go without amenities? They're just like, I work hard for my amenities.
I don't get that either.
Like Vienna sausages, I don't eat that either. I don't like
I don't like anything that's like made contained in water, like pickled, and that's the same.
I like pickles.
Pickles, but not pickled something else.
But I mean, listen, dog, boy, Jaden, you can have if they gave that to me, if we're ever doing a baseball den, and like we go on a tour of all the cities to eat their stuff, and they hand that to me to eat, I'm gonna give it right to you.
Man, y'all are tripping. My spam fried rice is A1. I gotta make that for y'all.
You disgrace.
But you know what? You know what? You know what? Jaden is fresh out of college though. But even my college experience wasn't that like, no, because y'all got different. The college experience ain't poor no more like it used to be.
Yeah, I really didn't had it was different for me though. It was different. I guess it was a little different. Yeah.
Oh shit, Sporadics is in here. I was just talking about Chris.
But yeah,
y'all don't take that wolf booty mini helmet away from me.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So we're gonna continue on with our Big Games BS segment. We're gonna get through this topic right here because it had a lot of controversy in the sports world. So we are talking about the NBA draft lottery. So the draft lottery is a lottery in which the next year's NBA drafts selections and team placements are created. So if you guys did not know, this is the current draft lottery results from the draft. So you have Dallas. We're going to get into this, taking that number 1 pick spot. Spurs coming in at 2, Sixers, Hornets, Jazz, Wizards, Pelicans, Nets, Raptors, and Houston rounding out that top 10, with Portland, Bulls, Hawks, and the Spurs rounding out that 14 spot. So the Spurs, if you will look, have picks 2 and 14. So it's been speculated that they're going to trade one of those to get some with hopes of getting a player in return. So let's get into the details of the scenario. So first things first, let's big up Dallas. So Dallas secured both the number 1 pick and the number 1 pick in the WNBA and NBA draft. So this is only the second time that a city has had the number 1 pick in both the NBA and WNBA in the same year. If you guys didn't know, the first time that this happened was in 2003 with the Cleveland Rockets WNBA franchise, who's no longer with us, and the Cavs, Cleveland Cavaliers, having that number 1 pick in 2003. So thought that was a pretty interesting fact to share with everybody. But let's get into the percents of each team getting that number 1 pick. And this is where things get a little tricky. So you can see right here, the Mavericks had a 1.8% chance to get the number 1 pick, with the Jazz and Wizards and Hornets tying for the highest chances of getting that number 1 pick with 14%. So Dallas, if you guys are not aware, with basketball, traded their star, who they drafted, Luka Doncic, to the Los Angeles Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a couple other pieces in return for that as well. And this isn't anything new, James, because we got some history. So going back to 2011, Chris Paul was traded to Los Angeles from New Orleans, and that next year, New Orleans got the number 1 pick. In 2019, Anthony Davis was traded to LA. In that next draft, the Zion Williamson ended up going on the Pelicans with the number 1 pick. And in 2025, Luka was traded to LA. And now the Mavericks get that number 1 pick in the draft. So, James, just wanted to share this with everybody who is NFL, NBA sports fans as well. And we're going to get into this. Since the NBA changed its lottery system in 2019, the team with the league's worst record has never won the lottery and picked first overall. This marks the 3rd straight year that the team with the league's worst record will pick 5th overall. Adam Silver wanted to prevent tanking, and this is a direct correlation of that as well. So, James, did you get a chance to see Dallas get the number 1 pick in the NBA draft?
Yeah, I saw everybody talking about it, and I'm just like, it really doesn't matter. I mean, the only time it's actually worked but didn't make the team like a championship, but like it just worked out for the team was obviously LeBron in Cleveland. But you know, like I saw Cooper, and it was amazing watching him play. But I also saw him, if I'm being frank, I don't know basketball, but I do know this. He lost the Houston game. Like, it was his fault. The play was there to be made, and he wasn't able. He got big boy. So his first 3 years in the league, he's gonna get big boy. So even then, like, it's gonna take Dallas a little bit of time before they can really get it to where they need to get it. So I don't care enough.
I mean, it just lends credence to people thinking, I don't believe in conspiracies, that it's rigged. So you might as well change it, at least for anything else besides the optics, because it's not even working in the first place.
Well, pro sports is not scripted. It's WWE. Wrestling is real. The outcome may be tweaked to where it should go a different way, but it's choreographed, and there are things where like nobody likes to hear this, but it's been like that since the 80s, guys. Daniel Stern talked about how he changed the rules with Jordan.
Right.
Go look up what's the guy? I don't know what he is, but he looks like Josh Newberg, but he works for FS1. I don't know if I like him or not.
Nick Wright.
Yeah, Nick Wright. Look up him.
I like Nick Wright.
And then Michael Jordan's 1988 Defensive Player of the Year award.
Oh yeah, all those. A lot of.
How do you have a 10 steal game when a team has 8 turnovers? Like, how do you have these different things that are happening? But we use that for that. People like to pretend like Jordan didn't flop, but there were like the real Jordan rules wasn't what the Pistons had. It was the fact that if you breathed on him hard, he was going to get the foul, and he can hack the shit out of you. But like, that's not a knock on it. Like, just like the good teams get calls.
Yeah.
Like, people hate LeBron. Did you see how sharp the views went when LeBron's not playing? That's why they try to keep LeBron in.
Yeah. But once the audience shouldn't know the dance steps. They shouldn't know when you mess up or anything like that. Once the audience starts catching on, I feel like it's time for a little bit of a change, because the normal person didn't see that it's okay. This is choreographed.
They will change it again. Right now, the long range, the 3-point is dominant. They pushed it back. So it's not even the same 3-point line as it was when I grew up watching basketball. It's further. They will change it to make the game different. So right now, because of that, I don't even have to know basketball to tell you this. You push back the 3-point line, it spaces out the half court offense. It actually makes your big man have to do more. That's why the big man is not as relevant as it was during Shaq's time. And the best athlete, Michael Jordan, couldn't shoot then. But now you've got guys like Curry can play this game because he doesn't have to go in there and get banged up if he doesn't want to. They will do a tweak to the actual gameplay to make it different, and somebody else is going to do. But I think it's going to shift from superstar driven to team driven. I.e., look at what the Celtics are. Even though my man JT went down, they're going to shift from being superstar but they have the Celtics still. If he gets healthy or finds something else, they have a better team than most people. The Knicks have a better nucleus of a team. They will start talking about the sacrifice that, like, their star player took $15 million a year less so that they can have enough money to be able to surround him with better players. And now it's helping the Knicks. So let me tell you this: if the Knicks get into the finals, the Knicks win it, because they want New York, they want a Mecca to be one of the better teams. I'm sorry. They don't give a fuck about the middle American teams.
They do not want the Pacers up
there. They don't want the Pacers. It was cool when the Spurs, because you had Pop. It was cool the one time with Dallas, but you're going to never see. It's a reason why you've never seen runs with middle American teams. Even the Browns, even the Cavs, as good as LeBron was, kept getting there, but they couldn't get in. But that's because they had LeBron, who was the highest profile person, that the first person to ever live up to high school player, number 1 overall, number 1 pick, that lived up to the billing that they put on him, regardless of what people believe. Right. Miami, big city, big market. They could make a run. Boston, big city, big market. You could make a run. New York, LA, Chicago was such. People don't realize that Chicago's the only one, because Chicago had WGN, that literally is the only public television station that was nationwide. Yeah, like, that's why everybody likes Jordan. We could watch every Bulls game. I could be in Tallahassee, Florida, watching the Bulls game, and then I'll see the 11 o'clock Chicago news. Like, it's crazy, but yeah.
So, James, you mentioned it. I know Miles is a Bostonian at heart, and it sucks to hear this, but Jason Tatum did go down with the injury during game 4, I believe, of the Knicks and Celtics series. And we recently found out that he underwent a successful surgery to repair a ruptured right Achilles tendon. There's no timetable for his return, but this is a season-ending injury, and it does look like the Pacers and Knicks will face off for the Eastern Conference Finals this year. So get well soon to JT, man. I know it sucks to go out with this type of injury in the playoffs, and I know this is shattering to your mental, but hey, man, keep strong and just hope you got a speedy recovery.
I blame my boy Reggie. I'm his son is his youngest baby. His baby boy is my godson, but every person named JT of a team that Reggie roots for
That's super specific.
has a lower leg injury. And then you know who else, but every team he roots for, Jordan Travis, now he's retired. Couldn't overcome it. JT, now he's out for this season and next season.
They said you could hear it.
They pop. It's one of the the worst scream I've ever heard a man make was when he popped his Achilles, and it was a non-contact. He was just walking, and it sounded like a gunshot went off, and then you see the calf go from here, and it just drops right down to your ankle.
Oh,
and then the Ravens had a safety pop his Achilles yesterday. So my boy, those are all the three teams my guy roots for, by the way.
I can tell this nigga to stop being a
So like I want him to be a Miami fan or a Florida fan, like for a little bit. Like shout out to my dog Reggie.
So James, we got some great news, but too soon. I mean, excuse me, too late of a news. Some people say better late than never, but in the wise words of a prophet Drake, never late is better. So we're staying in the MLB world. Man, MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred removed Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson and other deceased players from the MLB's permanently ineligible list, ineligible meaning for the Hall of Fame. So Manfred ruled that the MLB's punishment of banned individuals ends upon their deaths. They are now presumably eligible for election into the Baseball Hall of Fame, with Pete Rose being one of the major sports figures who did not get a chance to become Hall of Fame eligible because he was allegedly betting on the games. So James, I know this was more of your era, the Pete Rose era. How great is it to see Pete Rose get into, because I'm not a big baseball fan, and I know
fucking Christ, man. I wasn't even alive with Pete for most of the people.
Wait, I'm trying to. Okay, no, I'm doing you dirty. So how dope is it to see Pete Rose and other legends get their chance, get their fair due, because they may have been, in the media pleading their cases, not pleading their cases, but they're finally getting the respect they're getting from the MLB.
I think everybody thought Pete Rose's one was bullshit because he didn't get. There's one thing to gamble, right? If he gambled against his teams, that would be one thing. He gambled for his teams. Like, I think you should. That's like Floyd Mayweather. Like, Floyd Mayweather always placed a bet on himself at Vegas before every fight for him to win. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because you control the outcome of it, right? And it was it's the same way, the same people who argue against the NIL, same people, it's the purist. Is well, you shouldn't have to do things. Shut the fuck up. Like, the man was betting that we're gonna beat the shit out of somebody. And that's the ultimate level of cocky and confidence that you want to have in your team. I would play harder for a coach, because he did it as a coach too. For a coach that says, hey man, we finna go out here and beat the shit out of these people. If I knew I was a career 30%, like if I knew, I bet that I'm gonna have 4 hits every game.
Right. Lock in.
I'm lock it in. Like, making a little bit extra bread, ain't nothing wrong with that. Now, I don't know what Shoeless Joe Jackson did. I don't want Shoeless Joe Jackson in the Hall because I just believe, and you might not like this, and people might hear this and not understand the joking. I don't think he liked black people. Just because it's just the era. Yeah. I can take a wild guess. But I also don't think that people in that era that aren't in there already should be in there until all Negro leagues. Oh, the Black Sox got, damn, that's fucked up. That's wild.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, maybe he shouldn't be
Yeah, they threw it. They threw the World Series. Yeah, he definitely shouldn't have got it. That's two. We shouldn't be putting both of these guys in the same. One said, "I'm going to win." The other one said, "Fuck it, give me this bread." And the mob got involved. Nah, but Pete Rose is just a dope sports story, and he played the game hard. He was nothing better in this world than a cocky motherfucker that can back it up.
And plus, you're essentially saying your stats are good enough to be in the Hall of Fame. We can't have you alive.
Everything that he's done, so now what they just did was tell us that we're not going to see Barry Bonds in the Hall of Fame until he's dead. Which is fucked up because Barry Bonds before the steroid era was one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
If you believe he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame because of steroids, him being alive or dead shouldn't change that, but it will.
It will. The only problem with, I think it's not a bad thing. It's a good, whoever is eligible for the Hall of Fame, you have to get a certain percentage of voters. So baseball can have a whole bunch of people in, they can have one person in. It's about the percentage of votes that you get from writers.
Right.
So he'll get in. We just need those. We need Skip Bayless to die.
Yeah, some of the old.
We need the old guys to die. And then the young guys that just look at stats just say, "Oh, how is he not in? Steroids, everybody's juicing."
Yeah.
So we're going to cap off our show with some news from the popular culture world, specifically music, James. I don't know if you heard this, but Tory Lanez was stabbed 14 times, including the back of his head, and miraculously survived and is talking normally. So this was an IG post, I'm assuming with the font on their story, but says Tory was stabbed 14 times, including 7 wounds to his back, 4 to his torso, 2 to the back of the head, and 1 to the left side of his face. Both of his lungs collapsed, and he was placed on a breathing apparatus. He is now breathing on his own despite being in pain. He is talking normally, in good spirits, and deeply thankful to God that he was pulling through. He also wants to thank everyone for their continued prayers and support, and he is in jail for the shooting of rapper Megan Thee Stallion. Some people think it's a shooting, some people may think it's not. That's another story for another show. But yeah, get well soon to Tory, because this 14 times getting pieced like that's not fun. Not fun.
The Stallion sends her regards. I watched too many prison movies.
I don't understand that situation enough to really judge anyone.
It's the same as the pup. What happens is people make their mind up.
Yeah.
And they go in that, and people don't read. They either don't read or they don't read to comprehend. They just want to argue and want to talk loud and over talk each other. He wasn't charged with shooting her. Like, that's the problem, is he was there, but like none of the stuff says that he shot her. All of it actually says that the other girl shot her. That and all of it says they were arguing over Tory's dick, which is the real issue here. Like, why is Meg Thee Stallion having sex with a petite male?
Oh my gosh!
I'm telling you, like, I'm just saying, like, that's the real. But she got shot at with the little 22. Because if you got hit, and anybody who shoots guns, and that's what I was trying to tell people, like, I don't know, man. I'm assuming it wasn't a high caliber round. He doesn't supposed to have a gun anyway. That's the real thing, is he's a felon. He's not supposed to have a gun. Probably when he gets done serving his time here, he's going to go to Canada, be extradited to Canada, and probably have to serve time there. But if he pointed and shot at her and did all the things that she's like Dan's bitch, like, that's some shit that they do in movies. That's what she said. He said, like the cartoons, and that shit doesn't work like that. But like, if he hit her like in the ankle like that, like, not saying don't put it up on here. If you want to see, go look up Julio, when he got shot by now AR round is a lot different, but he got hit with an AR round in his foot. like the cartoons, you can see through the hole. But if you got shot in the back of your foot, that's a small area. If they hit it, it's not gonna tickle, and you're not gonna be twerking in 2 months. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Just saying, it's sad all around. I have seen Mexican Got Boots. I love Ali Sadiq. But that's one thing that makes me terrified of going to prison.
Yeah.
Now, he had a violent crime that he was convicted of, no matter what. That was a violent crime. He deserves to be in there. But like, I just think they do need to find a different place, like to put the tax evaders and like some of the other people, like don't put them with the killers.
Right.
Like, you know, that's not cool. But that shit, man. But yeah. Ugh.
Well, that caps off our show for today, everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. James, any last words as we log off on this Wednesday episode of Big Games BS?
Y'all make sure y'all go check out sportsdenlive.com. It's up and running. We'll continue to make edits to the website. Be putting up some really cool things on that. Shout out to the 145 people watching this on Big Game James _ 36. If you guys could kind of venture over to Den Media Group on YouTube, greatly appreciated. The people who are watching this currently, make sure you push the like button.
Do it right now. You don't have to wait.
Yeah, you don't have to wait.
Just click like, leave.
Click like and leave. You just I don't even care if you like watching it on Twitter. Just actually open up on both. That would greatly be appreciated. But thank you for watching anyway. Book bag drive. Make sure we can get these kids, these book bags, these football camps, and all these other different things coming up as we're continuing to partner with great businesses and do other different things. Outside of that, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We will see you guys next time.